Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Girl Dad Podcast. I am Scott O'Neill, and I'm here with my incredible daughter.
Lexi.
Lexi is a rising star at the NBA and having a ball at work. Life, love, and the pursuit of happiness seems to be going very well for you. Lots to talk about today. Let's dive in.
Lots to talk about. Thank you. Wow, I appreciate that. Don't mind my voice, obviously. I had a very fun weekend this weekend. I saw two of my favorite people, Megan Maroney and Rascal Flatts in concert. And then it was my boyfriend's birthday. So I really experienced Wildwood in a whole new way this weekend.
And
Just
you went through. So the Jersey Shore is not quite like the Jersey Shore that everybody else sees on television.
No, it's not at all. It is literally not at all. Okay, I mean, I have to bring this up, but I surfed and I killed it. I killed it. I
Okay.
literally killed it.
Let's not get crazy because I talked to your boyfriend last night and he said you're quote unquote killing it was standing up twice for about 3 seconds each.
Wait,
So
what?
I know that's
What?
like let's just call it like the way it is. Like killing it compared to what? Like it's all that's relative, right? I guess killing it compared to never standing up, and he was pushing you into the waves as well. So I'm not sure like you're killing it on any level.
Let me just say, I have surfed one time before. I do like a lot of obviously wake surfing on the boat, but I never surfed in the water except for when I was like 14 and I knew I was going to be good, okay? So it's like, yeah, maybe she only got up two times. She only tried to get up two times. I was waiting for the waves to speak to
I
me.
love that you kind of talked about yourself in the third person there. That was even a bit more amazing. This is such a great start to this podcast. And I have fodder for a year already.
Yeah, this is a killer start. But yeah, so that's why my voice is gonzo. From this awesome weekend. You were in London this week.
Yeah. Great trip to London.
Love it. What were you doing there?
I was giving we have an office there. So we have two main offices. One is in New York and one is in London. So I got some amazing time with the team there, which was great.
I
Did a,
love
did a-
that.
did a pretty good like raw Q&A, like the ones where I just feel like because we're in such an early stage business, because Live Golf is so contested, there's a lot of friction in the system. And so I like taking Q&As because I want like the team to all know how to answer some of the harder questions. So we went through that, which was really fun.
I
It's a
love that.
smart, driven, fun team, and it's look when you're part of a global business, one of the true gifts is you get to work with people from all over the world,
Yeah.
and that was on full display. And then I spoke at a kind of an industry leading, like chairman and CEO only sports dinner. Um, Hosted by my good friend Simon Cummins from Odgers. Yeah, it was really amazing. Met some amazing people, and I also was on the hot seat for some good raw questions, which was always
Wait,
fun.
what was the hardest?
No, I don't even know if I want to tackle it, but you can imagine being at Live Golf what it was,
Yeah, I
and
can only imagine.
it
Wait,
was
that's
good. It
so
was good
fun.
because it was a closed session. It was called Chatham House Rules. Have you heard of that? Where nothing leaves the room.
No,
So
that's
you're able to,
fascinating.
yeah, you're able to speak much more freely, which was really helpful.
Wow. And was it like a no phone situation? Like they take the phones or no?
No,
Just
I didn't take the phones. People were snapping pictures, but no video.
okay, that's so cool. I love that. How how many like Live, obviously very global company. How many continents do you guys have employees in? Do you know? Is it like six?
Almost all of our full-time employees are either in New York or London.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. But then I guess you'd get the more from going around to different places.
Yeah, we're kicking around putting some local folks in Australia and Korea and Mexico and Europe and South Africa. So we'll be able to answer your question on continents next year, but it'll likely be six. Yeah.
Okay, wow, that's super cool. And when you're going to those different places like Australia, are you when y'all go, is it the same course like every time? Like is that or like how does that even work?
Remember, we're such an early stage business. So
Right.
even if I give you the answer, yes, we've been at the Grand in Australia for all 3 seasons, and we'll
Right.
likely be back there again next year. So, but what happens long term is,
Yeah.
sometimes the golf course says, "Hey, our members want our course back," or sometimes somebody gives us an offer to that's really incredible that we can move it, or sometimes our players say, "Hey, we want to increase or improve the level of difficulty. There are a whole host of things.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, it'd be crazy for a course to be like, yeah, like we need the week, right? Like that's got to be crazy promo for courses
It's
to
great promo, but members of golf clubs sometimes just want to play the course. So it
yeah.
really depends on the members, So we've been pretty lucky.
Wow, that's cool. That's
Grange,
cool.
Grange. I think it's called the Grange.
In Australia?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
cool.
have a hat. Maybe I should walk
Um,
upstairs and get it and put it on.
yeah. Oh, cool.
Great hat,
Yeah.
great course.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And
Yeah.
then you guys are heading to Dallas. You're heading in about 30 minutes. So, Dallas this week, what do we have to look forward to? Oh no. Oh no.
What
Wait,
do you mean?
Dad. Wait, why are you moving around? We're trying
I want
to
to get this
help.
hat.
You're going upstairs? Like,
The Grange.
we're mid.
Did I say the Grange?
You said the Grange. Oh my, that is fire. That's a tough hat.
Yeah, it's a great hat.
Yeah,
Great
that's
course.
dope. That's dope. Okay, I love that. Um, Dallas this week. What's the biggest thing you're most excited for? Biggest thing we have to look forward to?
Well, it's a bit of a home game or home match for two guys.
Cute.
Bryson DeChambeau is probably the biggest star in golf, and he lives in Dallas. And then Sergio Garcia, actually, this is his shirt celebrating his 100th major, and he lives in Austin. So we're having a lot of like
Wonderful.
Bryson seems to Crushers. We're having quite a bit of like Crushers celebration there. So I think it'd be amazing. Reebok, our partner there, is sponsoring the green room and a whole host of other things. So it
Oh,
should be a really, really, really fun time.
oh, that's great. I know. I'm so bummed. I was supposed to come this week with just like a bunch of my friends, and things got too craziness. It is what
And
it is.
as was your mom, as
Yeah.
were your sisters, as were your grandparents, all canceled.
Wait, do you see these burns? I wasn't even gonna lie. I wasn't trying to do this. But
You're
like, you
flexing?
see
What's happening? What the heck is happening? Must have been your surfing burn.
these-
Is it because you?
No, do you want to know what this is from? Yesterday, I was making roasted chickpeas at grandma's house, and I take the tray off. No one was helping me. I'm just on my own. I take the tray out of the oven, and like the tray kind of slips, and it rotates, bang, bang onto my
Okay.
hand, and now there's crazy burns. Anyway,
Let's talk about the first thing you said. I was making roasted chickpeas, which is probably not something anyone that listens has ever said before.
bro, when you can't eat a lot, you gotta just like pretend that little things like chickpeas are like good and fun to make
Yeah.
it. Um,
We,
okay.
we can't stomach the whole conversation about your allergies. It's just too overwhelming.
Yeah, we're not talking. Let's get into that another time.
Let's get it.
We're on a time crunch here. That'll take too long. So, also NBA Finals. Game 7 was last night. Thunder took it home. I mean, I
Yes.
don't
By
know
the
like
way,
this.
the best phrase in sports, Game 7.
Get, that was like one of like our big marketing things. It was like the best 2 words in sports. Game 7. Like
Yeah,
it
I agree with that.
is the best. Yeah, it's amazing. Like I feel like it's so tough. Like with Hallie's injury, like it makes it feel almost like weird for me to be like so hyped for OKC
I
because
feel like it's a tainted victory.
yeah, yeah,
That's injuries are part of sports.
yeah,
I tell you what, a
it's true.
couple insights for me. One, the amazing live golf player Taylor Gooch is a season ticket holder for the OKC
Right.
Thunder.
Oh, for the Thunder.
Yeah, he was there last night. We texted a little bit.
That's
He's
wonderful.
the craziest fan ever.
Wait, I love
Yeah, it's really
you
fun.
going crazy.
Yeah, going nuts during games.
That is so fun. I mean, I've been saying since the beginning of this NBA season. I mean, since last season actually, but like I love this Thunder team. Like
I know you do, I'm just like, ugh.
I know,
I don't know. I just don't. I can't get behind. I don't know. I know they're your favorite. I know Shea's your guy. I totally get it. No secret. I mean, TJ McConnell, trust the process. To see him play at the level he's playing is one of the great joys. He's a guy I'd love to see have a ring. And with Haliburton too, seeing him after the game on crutches, who came out of the locker room, and no athletes, most athletes don't like to be seen injured or on crutches,
Yeah.
but he was there just hugging everybody, telling
Oh
them
my
that.
gosh.
And I mean,
Tearing up watching.
what a kid! What
Oh
a kid.
yeah.
I don't know him at all. I've never met him, but man, what a character kid. We're like
I've met him a couple
that's like
times.
a pacer. That is an Indiana pacer.
I
They're
love that.
just, you know,
I mean, it makes sense. Same with like TJ. Like, it makes sense that TJ's on that team because he's one of the best guys in the league. Like,
yeah,
seriously, like that is like just a good team. But same with the Thunder. It's a good team of good dudes. Like,
yeah.
those are two like great teams. I'm heartbroken for Hallie. And I really thought that as much as obviously I wanted Thunder win, I thought it'd be so cool to see him get a ring after being voted from the players poll most overrated. Like, I think it would have been amazing, but I think he proved himself. Like, he proved himself. He was amazing. Yeah, it's been really fun watching both of those teams this season have been
How
really.
about Sam Presti, by the way?
Yeah,
Maybe tough to argue that he's the best GM in the league. Tough to argue
tough to
because
argue.
he went from the KD, Harden, Westbrook. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
so he had those three.
yeah,
They all moved. Then he went like the Paul George route. He moved, acquired assets. This is the true trust the process coming to a victory. I mean, he
yeah.
ripped it
That's
down.
so very true.
And then, I mean, you see what he's done with his draft picks.
Yeah, no,
Pretty amazing.
absolutely.
And I know the number ones are easy, but the number 12s aren't so easy. And that kid Williams looks like he's a real player.
Oh
Kid from
my
Santa Clara. Yeah.
gosh. I mean, he's one of my favorites. He's also just like so funny, so cool. Like, he's awesome. Um, I was just gonna say something. Oh, speaking of, you said KD, it made me think. We didn't even talk about this. You see, you went to the Rockets.
Yeah.
What's the vibe on that?
At 37 years old, okay. I just can't assess it. Like I think
Yeah,
I looked last night because I was curious is where he is in the all-time scoring list. Do you know?
I'm gonna guess and say he's like
All-time
maybe
NBA.
all time. I'm gonna say 13.
Eighth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. And he's
Yeah,
not
that's
too
amazing.
far off. Like it looks like he can get to fourth without much of a hassle. Like, I mean, with his game, can he play 5 more years in the league? I think so. It seems like a lot. That gets him to 42. But the way he plays, like maybe,
Yeah,
you
totally,
know,
totally,
and
totally.
and that's legacy. That's legacy time. And
Yeah.
we had the argument last night with your BF about is he a top 15? Does he make your all NBA team, first team, second team, third team? I said no. Your BF said yes. So is he a top
What Harry
15
said.
guy? Harry said honorable mention, like I did. I have him on the fourth team.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Harry is Harry O'Neal, nephew who knows more about the NBA than Alexa and I combined.
Harry knows more about probably every sports
No,
league.
he consumes at a high level.
Yeah.
He also gambles
Love
on
you, Harry. That's my guy. Love you, Harry.
Harry would
To
stop
watch
gambling
this.
so much.
He better
Stop
watch
gambling
this.
so much. Yeah.
um, okay, so in honor of NBA Finals, could you just give us your top two favorite NBA Finals moments? You've been around, I mean, unfortunately, the teams that you've been with haven't been in the finals like since you've been
That,
there. But, like,
that doesn't feel good, does it? No, it doesn't.
that's a take.
Honestly, come on with another hot take. That's so rude. I'm turning. I get him to the point.
I think even when you're at the league, like you still, even when you're at the teams, you went.
You're not gonna like this, but I would say
No.
LeBron in Cleveland
Oh, okay, yeah.
because
It
I
what
like the hometown
2016?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say I mean, obviously Sixers in '83 was fantastic.
Was that? Wait,
Dr. J, Mo
Dr. J.
Cheeks, Moses Malone.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, that's awesome.
those are probably my two.
Okay, I love that. That's fire. Okay. Let's get into the dad advice of the week. Okay. So for the first time ever, this is actually like pretty baller as us O'Neill girls. We have approval. Every single boyfriend has a full approval from both you and Mom. Like,
Full check.
full check, 4 green checks.
I don't think anyone's even had one check mark before this.
I would totally agree with that. I would totally agree with that. I think that we're all crushed it, like in our choosing. Like, slay for us. Um, what is something that's important to remember when you're dating someone new?
Well, one thing I've talked to a few of you about is to stop, like, do not be a nagging, harassing, jealous, need to know where he is, put him on like whatever the location thing is, make him text you every 2 minutes. Like, don't be nuts. Like,
Totally.
actually, don't be
Totally.
codependent. Be
Yes.
independent. Be so confident and comfortable in yourself and so confident and comfortable with the person you're with that when you're together, it's such a celebration because people need space. And so you don't have to be together. You don't have to know where someone is every 2 seconds. You don't have to like be like all over their business because nobody wants or needs that.
Yeah.
Nobody. And a healthy relationship starts with confidence and in who you are and what you bring to the party and finding someone who has that same level of confidence. It doesn't mean you're not in love. It doesn't mean you don't love each other. It just means like you also like you're not going to be together 24 hours a day. It's just this is not how life works.
And
And
you
so
shouldn't be. Like you should. I love that answer. And I feel like it's like I think we've all been in those relationships where like you do not see your friends as much and you know that obviously happens whenever you start dating someone. But like I've definitely been in situations where I then am just hanging out with that person. I know my sisters have done that as well. Like and it's just you're happier and you're better when you both are just doing your own thing and you're just adding on to each other. You're not taking
yes,
away from anything from your lives, you're just adding. And
right.
I feel like all of, yeah, I think, yeah, that's awesome.
But it also like healthy when you can bring your friend into those situations. It doesn't have to be separate. It's
Mhm.
like I feel like mixing groups together is so healthy. And if you're with the right person, it'll be great. They'll accept him, he'll accept them, and it'll be like an additive. And then and how that those friendships develop and evolve, I think that's the most fun part we can do.
Yes, yes, no, completely. I love that. So let's get into our topic for this week, okay? Our topic for this week is the myth of having it all figured out. Because having it all figured out is not a real thing. That is not real. It doesn't happen. Nobody has it all figured out. You know, I think that like when I was younger, when I was growing up, I'd look at all these people who are older than me. Like when I was in middle school, I'm looking at high schoolers. When I'm in high school, I'm looking at college students. When I'm in college, I'm looking at grads, like and parents. And like once you get older and older, you realize like, no, actually, nobody has it all figured out. Like, no matter how much someone seems like they do, they're dumb. We're all trying to do the same thing here and figure it out. And it's okay to not have it all figured out, you know? I was talking to one of my friends yesterday who recently graduated college, and I was asking him like, how's he doing? What's he up to? Whatever. And he said that he's feeling like lost. He said something. I wish I could remember what it was. It was like a controlled lost or something. Something along those lines. And I was like, get in your head the fact that there is no such thing as being lost. That doesn't exist. Like you are never lost because no one's journey is the same thing. So I think we've talked about this a lot. Comparison is the thief of joy. When you're comparing what you have figured out to what other people have figured out, it's not going to be good for you. You know, like being lost in itself is having it figured out. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
I do. I do. I know you rock the 222 for you're in the right place with the right people at the right time. And I like that a lot. I do I agree with you that no, but I certainly don't have it figured out. I'm sure somebody does. I hope somebody does. But I feel like, if you do though have to have a vision for where you're heading. As I like to say, focus on the
Totally.
flag. Like, be learning something, be heading somewhere. Because once you have a vision for what you want to do or what you want to become, and that could be in your personal life, could be in your professional life, could be in your faith, could be in your relationships. Once you have a flag to shoot for, then the doors you open or the club you take or the path you walk or the decisions you make become a lot more clear. But when you get to that flag, you find that there are 17 more for you to go chase down. And I feel like people sometimes believe that there's some mountain that you climb and claim victory, and to extend the analogy of a mountain, it's a whole mountain range, and there are a whole host of things. You never kind of arrive
Right.
Life is a series of experiences and discoveries and opportunities to learn and grow. And I think if you're figured it all out is defined as I am on a journey of self-discovery. I want to surround myself with extraordinary people. I want to accomplish some extraordinary things. I want to um, co- continue to learn and grow. Like that. That's pretty close to figuring it all out. But,
Absolutely.
but it's, I guess it's, to say it differently or more succinctly, figuring it all out it's about the journey and not the destination. And it's the highs and lows you have and the roller coaster of what we become.
Yes.
Um, that's that process.
Yeah, no, I love that so much. And I feel like there's also it's like like if you the mountain range, I love that analogy. If you have this one thing in mind, right? Like say it's to get this one specific job and then you get that job, amazing. But then what? Like that can't be like once you have that, like you still don't have it figured out because then it's like what you're just there. You also mentioned 222. 222. Let me just give like a brief little summary of 222. If you know me, I am very, very spiritual. I love energy. Yeah, I love angel numbers. I love angels. All of that stuff is like all, crystals. Yes, I'm one of those girls. Um, 222 is my angel number. And what it means is that you're in the right place at the right time. And I love this because it's such a good reminder to me of like if I'm in a place where I don't understand why I'm there, I don't want to be there, whatever it is, there's a reason that I am. There's always a reason, whether you see it, whether you'll see it in 5 years, whether you'll never see it, there's always a reason why you are where you're supposed to be. So that's why I love 222. Okay, I'm going to ask, like I said, we're on a little bit of a time crunch because dad's going to London right now. So, or no, sorry, Dallas. So I'm going to rapid fire you some questions about having it all figured out and not. Um, and yeah, and let's get right into it. Okay. How has the concept of having it all figured out changed from when you're in your 20s to now in your 50s?
I believe that you're right. You look at people that are at a different job or at a different station than you are, and you aspire to that. I don't necessarily think that's bad. Like when you see a happily married couple or a wonderful mom and dad or
Right.
someone who's striving professionally or financially have been prudent and invested their money wisely. I think that all is positive. It's just the fairy tale of the victory.
Yeah.
And so I think
I
the
really
older
agree.
you get more comfortable with focusing on the process.
Yeah, I love that. How do you keep going when you have no idea where you're going? And I know that you touched on this with like you got to have something in your head like
You do.
to be going to. But yeah, is there anything
Well,
more?
well, I'd say that two things. One is when you're directionless. Um, sometimes you just literally have to put one foot in front of the other, and sometimes that gets you, momentum begets momentum, and you have to do it. And if you have the ability, skills, and people around you to help you identify with a goal, and the goal could be make it to dinner today. Like it depends on where you are. And some of us are going through a hard time and some of us are struggling and some of us have had mental health challenges and it's just like grinding to get up in the morning. And so you're sometimes the goal might be that simple. Let me make it to work and get through the day. And other times you could be flying and you say, no, I want to hear my goals up here and I want to go tackle the world.
Yeah.
I don't dismiss the small goals, but and sometimes that goal is put one foot in front of the other. What you can't do when you're aimless is sit. And we have people in
Yes.
our lives, Lex, that are on the struggle bus right now, and that's just they're not sure what to do in school or what to do with a job or what to do in life or relationship, and so they're kind of almost like treading water, and
Yeah,
and
completely.
and so to again push that analogy, it's like sometimes you got to just put a few strokes together. You got to go, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you're feeling lost and aimless, set a target, set a goal for something, anything,
Yeah.
because I feel like the momentum of accomplishing something is good. For some of us, like we write a list so we can check it off. And you check off that list and that gives you momentum. There's
Yes.
all this science around making your bed in the morning. And you get up in the morning, you make your
Look,
bed. and you make your bed because you accomplished. There you go, because you accomplished something, right? And that's like you're starting your day off with a positive.
I love that. I love that. And it's like, the notion of forward is forward. Like half an inch of a step is a step forward. And if you're not going forwards, you're going backwards. And like I have been at times in my life when I mean, last year I was in the deepest, very, very deep depression. It was a very hard time for me. And my goals looked a lot different than my goals do today. My goals genuinely, as crazy as it is, would be like shower by the end of,
Yeah, but that's
you know?
okay because that's a perfect goal when you're in a tough spot, right?
Yes.
Get up, shower, get ready. Great goal.
Yes, I come. My boss is calling me. Hold on. Ah, hey, can I call you back in literally 5 minutes? Bye. Cool. Um, they were up. I wasn't working last night for game 7, but they were up till 4 a.m. They're texting or like TikTok snappers. Like, I mean, the whole social team. Like,
Yeah.
they're up. Like, literally, I was getting messages at 3:45, 4 a.m. of stuff to post. So
Yeah.
it's craziness. Anyway, yes, any progress is progress. And I also love the idea of a checklist. I make a checklist every single day, like for work, what I have to do, and then one for not work, what I have to do. And like, sometimes I do get discouraged when I don't get something, but then I just, put on the list for the next day and it's great. But yeah, I love that. Okay.
But goals are right. Goals make you better. Write them down. If they can be simple, okay? They can be a little bit of a more complex, but with a flag, okay? You know exactly where you shoot for. Exactly.
I would say something too is that if you have this big goal of like, for example, for me, one goal is like blowing up this podcast, right? So that's great that I have this goal. What am I going to do? Because I can't just have like that be the goal. What is the first step? So if you have these big goals, break it down, make it seem more bearable. Like, do just like break it down into different steps, into different things that actually are like feasible that you can do every day to reach those bigger goals. Uh, what do you feel like right now you don't have figured out?
I think it's man. I think there's a whole host of things. I mean, again, it's not if you think about figuring it out as the journey. I am on a journey. My marriage is 29-year journey. Have we figured it out? We're very happy. We're very in love. We're very connected. But that's a journey that we're working towards. My career, I have this wonderful job, but it's a journey. There's no victory lap at this point.
For sure. Yeah.
Relationships. I think one of the things I'm really working on, now with being an empty nester is, how do I create friendships again? Like, what does that actually look like? I've spent my whole life working with mom, with the girls, and now I'm gonna have some extra bandwidth. What does that actually feel like and look like? And so that's what's one thing I'm working on currently.
Wait, that's like seriously gonna make me tear up thinking of you just like making friends. Like that is so cute.
Uh,
Oh my God.
Awful.
I love that. Okay, one more question and then we're gonna wrap. Then we'll go guess the Disney character. How do social norms, so I'm gonna again relate this like me, like being raised like in the LDS church, it's like there is a lot of societal social norms within that community of like getting married early on, having kids early on, whatever. Outside of that, people buying a house, having these senior manager, director positions. How do these outside forces, social norms, like affect like the concept of figuring it out, and how do you see past those?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, some of the social norms are wonderful. I mean, getting married and having children and having a house and having a job and getting promoted. Oh, it's just
Like
one.
in
I know,
general.
I know you're not. But yeah, does it sometimes cloud your judgment on some bigger calling? Of course. Does
Yeah.
it sometimes like make you zig when you should zag? Of course. And that's part of that maturation process. That's part of like walking on the coals yourself. It's like you can read something, a book or and that's a good learning tool. And people can tell you what's expected and what to do, and that's a good learning tool. And then Mark Zuckerberg goes and changes the world at 18. And
Yeah.
so And so while they can be your greatest victories, they can also be your toughest prisons. I guess it depends on your perspective, and it depends on how you attack them.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, amazing. Dad, thank you so much. Let's wrap with some Guess a Disney character. I feel like it's been a minute since we've done this.
We sure have. Okay, I have one.
Shocker. Okay. Is it a boy?
Yes.
Is he a fairy?
No.
Is he a pirate?
No.
What?
No, I didn't choose Smee, but Abby Smee. Still
Shout
think
out,
it's her.
obviously.
I got her shirt. I got her blue and white shirt as a gift. That's all I remember. But she didn't laugh. And she told me not to mention her on the podcast anymore.
Right. Abby, we just love talking about you.
Abby, come on the podcast.
Abby,
Be a
get on the
star.
podcast and tell us about your great grandfather. Like we love.
He's a great man.
He's a great man. He
Yeah.
seems
And
loud. Like
and
he's misunderstood.
he's your posterity. I mean, he's your mentor, teacher.
Your mentor. Oh, that's so right. Okay, is it an animal?
Yes.
Is it one of Mickey's friends?
Yes. Wait. I think so.
Is it Mickey?
No.
Is it Donald?
Yes. How'd you get that so fast?
Wait, Donald and Mickey are best friends.
I couldn't remember if he was friends with Bugs Bunny or Mickey.
Yeah. He's friends with Mickey.
It can be confusing. Hey, thank you for joining us on this week's podcast.
That was giving the same energy as like, well, that was fun.
I don't know how to, honestly. Well, I mean, I don't want to say I'm glad we had to do this remotely, but sometimes it's better. Love you, Lex. See you soon. And share the content. Please like us and bring people more into this community. We appreciate you.
Heck yeah. Thank you, guys. We love you all, and we'll see y'all next week.
See you, Lex. I got to bounce.
Okay, love you, Daddy. Bye.